What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Magic Hour. I'm Curt.
I'm Paul.
And today we're doing Zombieland.
A movie Trump can appreciate and love at the same time.
So lots of guns and violence and...
It also proves that walls don't work, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, the building a wall does not always work.
So maybe he wouldn't like it.
What'd you think, man?
Man, I'm on the fence on this one. This one was hard, man. There was anytime there was an action scene and zombies got,
Yeah.
I was liking it. I just felt that a lot of the comedy fell flat, man. It was like, and it had some pacing issues. The directing was not good. It was the same guy that did Venom. And a lot of people, his name is Ruben Fleischer.
Yeah, go back and watch our Venom review and you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah, so, and a lot of people had a lot of complaints about Venom and the directing. And this movie suffered from some directing because it just felt, the pacing was not right.
It just felt forced.
Right. Yeah, a lot of humor felt forced.
Comedy, to where you're waiting for the one-liner, they deliver it. Most of the funniest parts of this were, I think, things that weren't like engineered to be as funny. It was like more situational comedy than, I think the biggest reactions were some of the zombie kills, like the overkill of the zombies. Which, if you watch the first Zombielands, you know that they really put an emphasis on the zombie kills in the first one and in this one. And they had some very creative ways of killing zombies in this one. But this movie This movie starred Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, Abigail Breslin. Those were the four major characters.
And everybody came back, which I think is unusual for most sequels. Usually you lose somebody, either somebody dies or something. They have a contract dispute, and it's hard to get everybody back.
Well, I mean, what was the gap between the two?
It was 10 years.
Was it 10 years? Okay.
And see, I didn't see this in theaters. Somebody at work recommended this to me, and I went and watched it. And I saw the first one and I liked it, but it was like a forgettable movie. I didn't really go back to watch it again.
Well, it kind of got like a cult following.
Yeah,
it was like one of those cult films. The first one, I think it gained momentum after its theatrical debut. And
everything since then have been zombies. Walking Dead, Z Nation.
I mean, and they addressed that out the gate.
Yeah,
when Jesse Eisenberg narrates this show, and I can't remember exactly how he worded it, but there's a lot of zombie material out there, and we appreciate you choosing our story.
Right.
So, so do you want to break down the premise, or is it worth a premise breakdown? I mean, if you've seen a zombie flick or...
It was real basic. They had some fun with this one. They go to the White House and just take up residence, and
which is everybody's like secret desire to just go in there.
Yeah, and they just start living
Home Alone
there.
It.
There was some nice little gags they had in the he wraps a present because. In this movie, Woody Harrelson has grown attached to Abigail Breslin's character. Yeah. It's like his daughter.
And everybody, by the way, everybody is named after where they're from.
Right.
So that becomes a thing. So just remember that going forward.
So he's kind of getting protective of her or whatnot, but she wants she's at that age where she's like 8. Well, she was 12 in the original movie, so she's 20 now. So she kind of wants to meet a boy, get out from under his wing. And he wants to hold on to his precious daughter. Like he gets her a gun. What was it, for her birthday?
Yeah, it was Christmas.
It was Christmas. Okay. No,
But it wasn't Christmas.
It was like November.
But they were celebrating Christmas in November.
So he gets her gun and was like the gun that Elvis gave Nixon.
Right, yeah.
And then we found out that he's obsessed with, of course.
Tallahassee is his name in the movie.
Yeah, he's obsessed with the king.
Yeah, he loves all things Elvis. And he's a bit of a redneck. His character's a bit of a redneck. We all know Woody Harrelson is not.
I don't know about that, but dude, I looked at him in the last movie just before we started, and he's aged a lot in 10 years.
Oh, man.
He looked kind of horrible in this film. He's looked really old. I'm just going to say this now. I'm getting tired of seeing Woody. He's in every movie I see now.
And every show on HBO and every...
It's this dude works like he's like Samuel L. Jackson at this point. It's like... And Kevin Hart. But
hey, just on that premise, I was flipping through cable, which I never hardly watch cable anymore. But I was flipping through cable yesterday, and I flipped a channel, and on 3 different channels were 3 different Kevin Hart movies.
Well, he ain't gonna be making any movies anytime soon.
Oh no,
he got in that accident. But yeah, he's like, every time I see any type of movie I'm interested in, it's like he was in Star Wars. He's in I was about to say Game of Thrones, but
was it? Wait a minute. No, okay.
No, I don't think he was in Game of Thrones. But it's like
he was in
Hunger Games, every science fiction series.
He was in you said Star Wars.
He manages to get into every
True Detective.
He did a cameo in Venom, so he's gonna be in that. I know there's some more I'm forgetting, but he's in so much, man. It's like I'm getting a little bit tired of seeing him.
I know, it's like him and Samuel Jackson. Everybody else could just quit Hollywood, and they'd still make enough movies to keep it rolling. Those two.
I'm trying to think of the last time I saw Samuel L. Jackson, but anyway, he's in a lot of these movies. And
Samuel L. Jackson was in Fury, Nick Fury in the Avengers, but he was also in what was that? The English secret society British.
The Kingsman.
Kingsman. Yeah.
That was a while ago, though.
That was a while ago, though, yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, these, I don't know. I'm kind of tired of seeing them. And the basic plot of the movie is Abigail goes off to find herself or whatever. Jesse Eisenberg proposes to Emma Stone. And she freaks out, because she don't want to get attached. Just like The Walking Dead, they don't want to get attached. Don't get attached to anybody because they'll die.
Right.
So she's in that mode. She leaves. So her, and she wants to find Abigail because that's like her sister. So you are attached to somebody. So I didn't kind of get that.
Yeah, there's plot holes there.
Yeah. So. They both women pretty much go, and then Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg, they go to a mall. Why did they go to the mall? I forget why. Were they looking for a car?
It was retail therapy.
Oh, okay.
Remember that he was taking Columbus on retail therapy because he was getting over the fact that Wichita left.
Yeah. So they go to the mall and they meet up with this airhead,
say it,
Valley girl living in D.C., I guess.
Living in a freezer in the mall.
Yeah, in a mall. But like I'm saying, she's a Valley girl, but she's they're in Washington D.C., so it's like.
And I was wondering how the hell are the lights still on?
Yeah,
but they actually explain it. That
the dam.
As long as the waters are flowing through the dam, it's going to create. But don't you have to maintain those generators inside?
What dam are they talking about?
I don't know.
DC, in Washington, D.C.?
Whatever dam is supplying power in D.C. Because they had power in the White House. They had power in the mall because the freezer was still running.
I don't think there's any dams up there, though. The only dam I know of is Hoover Dam.
If you know what dam is in Washington, D.C., please let us know. Drop it in the comments below.
Not that it matters. Nobody cares.
There are comments below, by the way, just so you know.
I read a review of this movie, and the reviewer was complaining about how sexist the portrayals of the women are. I'm like, really? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? This is a freaking zombie movie. The men were pretty much big stereotypes too.
And the women kept rescuing the men in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, but somebody was complaining.
If you think about it, the women were more badass in the movie than the men were.
Oh, this was a review on Polygon, was just like a freaking gaming site. I was like, really? That's the review they gave it? Yeah. They were just complaining about the one-dimensional women character. They weren't complaining about the men characters. I think it's okay for men to be one-dimensional, but not the women. In a
there
zombie
are
movie.
One-dimensional women out there. Just so we can clear that up.
Because Jesse Eisenberg and this girl Madison, I don't even try to say.
Played by Zoe Deutsch.
Yeah, I didn't really when she appeared in the movie. I kind of think it went downhill a little bit. I didn't like her. I didn't like her acting.
I don't know. I think that she brought like this obscure view of like how would somebody like that ever survive that long in this setting?
Yeah, well, there was a lot of that
because zombies eat brains and she ain't got any.
Yeah, there was a lot of but there's a lot of characters that would not truly they would not survive in a zombie apocalypse.
You mean the entire what was the name of the
Babylon?
The entire Babylon group?
Yeah, there's this little outpost of pacifists and weed smoking people from like
peace loving, melting the guns down into peace symbols.
Right. There's this group of people that would have never survived this long. 10 years, come on.
And one thing they didn't address, which Walking Dead over addresses, is that if you have survivors, there's going to be a group of survivors that will pick on the weaker survivors.
Right.
And they didn't address that at all.
Well, like I said, if you're looking for depth in this movie, this is not the movie for you.
This is a comedy.
This is a comedy. You got a guy walking around. His name is Berkeley.
Yep, Berkeley.
He's a pacifist, and Abigail just meets him on the road. How does this guy survive all this time? He has a bag of weed this big.
Yeah. And
then anyway, get back to the plot a little bit. Yeah, a guitar. He's singing all these songs. And he's telling Abigail that he wrote them. Yeah, it's like Bob Dylan songs.
Bob Dylan and the Beatles.
And it's like, come on, dude. That was kind of funny. What was that song? Freebird? He was singing Freebird. And he's like, yeah, I wrote this.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, that's such a good song.
Yeah, and then he did what was the Beatles song he did? Anyway, it was silly. There was a lot of things that didn't make sense, like Rosario Dawson's after they went to Graceland.
Okay, well we can.
Okay, sorry.
So Jesse Eisenberg has sex with this rebound sex with this girl named Madison. And then Emma Stone comes back, and he's shacked up with this girl, and she's only been gone for like a day, and she came back to get ammo or something, you know.
Yeah, to get weapons.
And later she reveals that she actually had second thoughts about him. But anyway, somehow she finds out where Abigail went, right? And they all go, oh, we gotta. Woody Harrelson goes crazy when he finds out she's living with pacifists, because that just blows his mind.
Yeah, he's like the typical right wing, gun loving, beer chugging, souped up car driving redneck.
What happened to his Cadillac? from the last movie.
Who knows, man? It was probably out in that pile of stuff they had, the perimeter they built around the White House.
I like that they mount a minigun in the president's.
Yeah.
They call it the Beast.
Yeah.
The president's limousine.
Right.
I think.
And Woody Harrelson is also obsessed with Dale Earnhardt because he draws the 3 on everything. Which you probably didn't even know what that was.
I didn't get that.
That's a NASCAR thing. And he's from Tallahassee, you know. That's why his name's Tallahassee. So it's a play on the stereotypical Southern redneck.
He is a redneck. Which is what I'll get to in a second because they kind of annoy me. They go on the road, they decide to go to Graceland.
Because that's where they think that Little Rock is gone.
Okay. So they drive up to Graceland and it's rubble.
Yeah, it's burned down.
But then they drive down the road a bit and somebody has taken all of Elvis's stuff and put it in a motel on the side of the road. It's got all these lights.
With bright ass, seen from the moon neon signs, but no zombies have seen it.
How this doesn't make any sense.
And it's got like,
because she would have gotten looted already. Anyway, Rosario Dawson is the proprietor.
She's so beautiful, man. That girl.
But see, this is what annoyed me. She was obviously brought in the movie to be a love interest for Woody Harrelson. Okay.
Absolutely.
What is this tendency in Hollywood to pair some of the most beautiful black women on earth with these redneck looking white guys? And of course, you know what I'm referring to. Last review we did of Joker, and I was complaining about Joaquin and Zazie Betts kissing. And it's just, they always do this.
That didn't really happen. That was all in his mind.
Well, yes. Okay. But in this movie, it just traumatizes me. Rosario Dawson would never end up with some redneck like Woody Harrelson plays in this movie.
Tallahassee.
Yeah, she would never. Maybe in a zombie apocalypse, anything is possible.
Well, your choices are limited.
But it annoyed me, man. It was annoying me.
Wait.
Because didn't they kiss? They kissed at one point.
In the movie?
Yeah.
They had sex in the movie.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember he jumped on the bed in the Elvis costume? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
But then, then you get to this scene, and they had sex, and he's like doing an Elvis impression, got the wig on and everything, and then they hear some big redneck 4-wheel drive truck pulls up, and who jumps out? Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson, who's dressed and acts just like Tallahassee.
Yeah.
His name in the movie is Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And then jumping out of the passenger side is the doppelganger to Jesse Eisenberg's Columbus. Yeah. And it's Thomas Middleditch playing a character named Flagstaff. And he acts exactly like Columbus.
He calls...
With the rules, but he calls them commandments.
Yeah.
Yes. And I love Thomas Middleditch. I watched him in the show on HBO... Dang it, I can't even remember the name of it. But I love him.
Was it Silicon Valley?
Silicon Valley, yeah. I love that show because I'm a nerd. Let's be honest. And I love that show. I love all the characters in that show. And he's been in a bunch of other stuff too where he's a phenomenal actor. And he's super funny. And so when he showed up on the scene, the whole crowd in the theater I was in was like into it.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be doppelgangers of each other. So, with that in mind, you're talking about Rosario Dawson's Nevada. She has a type, and her type is the Woody Harrelson, Luke Wilson character.
Right.
Yeah, the character has a type
because
they're like talking about parking in the parking space.
Yeah.
And she's like, if y'all don't shut up, neither of y'all going to get into my parking space.
Yeah, they complain about that review I'm talking about on Polygon. They complain about that. I'm like, come on.
Man, when did we stop enjoying movies?
Man, we just, in this culture, man, you can't enjoy anything. You gotta check the checklist. Make sure you're not offending gay people, black people, women. Okay, disabled. Is everybody covered? I mean, that's where we at, man.
No, I know, and it's exhausting.
Oh, God.
Which is why
Nobody
I
has a sense of humor.
I just be me, man. I be me. I enjoy what I enjoy. I feel the way I feel. Hopefully nobody gets their feelings hurt, but if I'm not hurting anybody.
If you're offended by this movie, there really wasn't a lot to be offended by. I mean, they do make some kind of stabs at liberal people. But even that was like, who cares? Who gives?
It was all in the.
I mean, they were right though. Some pacifist is not going to survive in a zombie apocalypse, but the zombie apocalypse would never happen anyway.
That's not true.
Did I offend you? I'm sorry.
I'm totally offended, man.
I'm sorry, Curt.
Because you know that rabies can turn into something, and damn it, it's possible.
Every nerd on earth is waiting for the zombie apocalypse to happen. Because they see movies like this and they can end up with a girl like Emma Stone.
Yeah, because the choices are limited.
Choices
and the species must continue.
That's right. That's every nerd's dream is for a scenario like this to happen. And they don't have to go to work every day, some boring ass job. They can just kill zombies.
Yeah, chop zombies' heads off with machetes because that's so easy to do is to cut somebody's head off. That's.
No.
I mean, let's be honest. This right here would not survive long in a zombie apocalypse. Let's be totally honest.
I would go to the top of a building and just jump. I do not want to live.
That
in a
is
zombie
what my wife says. She's like, nope.
No,
She's like, I don't even want to attempt to try to survive.
Because you can get eaten alive. Just think about all the people get eaten alive.
Imagine that. Say it's true, and you get turned, and you turn somebody you go after and hurt somebody you love.
Yeah.
Could you live with that? I mean, you wouldn't know you did it, but
yeah,
I'm just saying. This could be go into a really deep philosophical conversation about if you believe in heaven and the afterlife and all that stuff. But anyway,
that is not this movie.
No.
If you're looking for a
philosophical discussion, no.
Yeah.
No, this movie is far. This is strictly intended.
It should be judged by the criteria that it should be funny and there should be some action that you enjoy. Now, on the action, excuse me. I like the ending of the movie. That's what made it. It saved it for me. The whole scenario they have at the end because they all go to Babylon, and it's this tall. It looks like the Capitol.
Is that Capitol Records or RCA Records?
It looked like but they're not in Los Angeles.
Well, you don't know. This is years after. That could have been Los Angeles.
I don't know where it was.
Well, wherever it was, it had a building.
They didn't go back west though, did they? I don't know. They in this building that looks like the Capitol building. They got a wall, and they have this whole. It's a nice setup on the very top of the building. They're shooting out fireworks, and we got to mention. In this movie, there's the infected have involved, kind of like if you play you ever play Left 4 Dead?
Yep.
In Left 4 Dead, there's these special infected. They have like the smoker and this, and I forget the zombie that gets big like the Hulk. They have all these different type of zombies.
On most games or continued zombie stories, there is like an evolution to the zombies that make them more dangerous, harder to kill.
Well, not all of them, because they have a zombie called the Homer, who's just basically.
Well, yeah, okay. With the Simpsons donut in his name.
Yeah. They have the Homer, the Hawking, and the T-800. The Hawking is like a really intelligent zombie, can like open doors and stuff. The T-800, you can shoot him like 30 times and he's still coming at you. You pretty much gotta smash in his skull.
Yeah, you got to destroy the brain completely.
Yeah, to stop him. So at the very end of the movie, a bunch of T-800s are coming for Babylon because they've shot up all these fireworks.
Because that's what you do in a zombie apocalypse.
and somehow Tallahassee was leaving, right? Woody Harrelson was leaving,
Yeah, because he was a lone wolf.
Yeah.
He was a buffalo soldier.
So he's leaving, and he sees the T-800, the horde, going toward Babylon. So he turns back, and they engineer this plan to deal with him, and it was the most enjoyable part of the movie for me.
It was, and at the end, everybody ends up where they're supposed to be, except, and I have to point this out, Little Rock ended up by herself again.
Yeah. Well, Madison, the Valley Girl, and Berkeley end up together, which is kind of made sense.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, it's so unfair that some people didn't survive, but those two did.
Yeah, I kind of liked Madison at the end. I didn't like her. Those first few scenes she was in, I couldn't understand what she was saying. She was wasn't enunciating properly or something. Maybe it was just the accent.
She was
she was doing all that. I was like, what is she saying? And it was kind of annoying me. But then she appeared later in the movie. I'm like, oh, okay.
But this movie is strictly for entertainment. Yeah. It's strictly for laughs and giggles and
if you don't get it,
incredible zombie kills.
Right.
With really cool graphics, built into it. I enjoyed that. I guess that's from the YouTube editing, but I enjoy creative graphics.
So what score would you give it?
On strictly the comedy, excuse me, the comedy, I'd give it 3, because I think the first one was funnier. But entertainment-wise, I'd give it a 4.
I would get a comedy maybe a 2, and maybe the action like a 4. Overall, I liked it. I mean, I wasn't blown away by it, but I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't blown away by the first one either. It's just, nice little movie. I wish I would have took my wife. She probably would have liked it too. It's just a nice little.
Mine wouldn't. She wouldn't have got it. She was like, what do you mean? So no, that wouldn't have been.
But if you got some troubles in your life, it's nice to go see a zombie movie, especially a funny one. It kind of laughs away all these life, because you think of all the terrifying life situations that they're in, and nobody's fazed by it at all.
Right.
I kind of wish life was that simple, but it's not.
No, man.
So it's very escapist. What did you think about the cameo at the end?
The Bill Murray thing?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
That was kind of, I don't want to spoil that for people.
I was like, how did they find a way to put Bill Murray back in the movie? Flashback, of course.
Oh my God.
Now we need an origin story. What started it?
That was very random, though. I was like, what?
Yeah, because the first, according to this story, the first zombie to appear on camera was Al Roker.
Was that what they were saying? Because I got the feeling that it had already started and that he was.
Well, I think it had already started because Al Roker was in there.
Because for the moment I thought, oh, Al Roker was the one who started the whole zombie apocalypse. But then he goes out, he kills Al. See, we done spoiled it already. He kills Al Roker, then runs out, and everybody
it's all chaos.
Yeah, it's chaos.
And so Bill Murray proceeds to annihilate everybody with a metal chair and whatever else he could find. It was pretty cool that he got his 5 minutes on screen.
He's kind of weird because he's there's so many things he won't movies. People ask him to do and he won't do it, but then he decides to do this movie. He won't do. He said no to Ghostbusters 3 many times. But yet you'll do Zombieland. I don't quite get what his thinking is.
They probably got them dollars up so high he couldn't say no. It's not like people are knocking his door down now to get him to make movies.
Yeah. So,
somebody got to pay the power bill.
Well, that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to say about it.
I don't either. It was definitely go watch it.
It's not that funny.
As long as you go in the theater understanding what it is. Yeah. But if you've watched this, then you really don't have to go watch it because we just told you what happened.
Yeah.
He didn't do no spoilers on this one.
Nah. There's no need for this. I mean, people who like it are going to go see it. If they like the first one.
But we're coming into movie season, the holiday movie season. So there's a bunch of stuff that's about to come out that we're going to be able to review. If you have anything that you'd like us to review in the future, please drop it down in the comments below. And remember to comment, let us know what you think. Like this video and subscribe. And
we will see you when we see you.
Thanks
Thanks for watching.